The Del Mar Board of Regents approved a budget for the college's planned Southside campus. The vote was 8-1 today. The amount ended up being about $20 million more than originally estimated for the first phase of the project at almost $107 million. Now, while the cost has increased, it is still within the original $139 million bond amount approved by voters back in 2016. Phase 1 construction includes the STEM building as well as the culinary arts building. We're told key factors for the increase included the timeline of construction and a strain locally on workforce because of so many other large projects going on right now. The campus is expected to be constructed by the year 2022.